Hey everybody, welcome back to Farming Simulator 19. You're watching JCTV on the Xbox One console. This is Montana, episode number 32. Welcome back to Montana, folks. We have got a busy day ahead of us today. Let's have a look at the map here, and you will notice all of our fields are purple. There, I said it. We need to reseed every single field that we have. Pause for dramatic effect. We are going to be seeding all of our fields today. And we're going to be fertilizing as well, because we've got a little bit of a surprise. You'll notice that the seeder that's usually parked there is missing. We're upgrading the seeder today, but mostly we've got a little bit of a map glitch here. If you have a look at this, this is our pallet sell point that we installed last week. And this is our pallet haul with palletizer, but you'll notice the palletizer is missing. For some reason or another, this mod has glitched and it erased my palletizer. Now all we have is a pellet haul. And we don't even have to open or close the doors. It's like the pellet haul isn't even here. We can just walk through it. We do have a pallet of pellets on the ground. So let's go and see if we can pick that up and move it. Did everything glitch, or let's just drive right through the door. There we go. To heck with opening things up, we can just drive right through it now. But we've got to get this fixed somehow and get the pellet haul back up and running. But it's a good thing we don't have any straw to put through here, or to turn into pellets rather, because we don't really have $400,000 to buy a new pellet haul, because that's how much it costs with the palletizer. Let's get this sold. There we go. $2,400. That's not bad. We're at $308,000. We've got to seed all of our fields. We've already swapped out the seeder, and the new seeder is waiting for us down at the shop. But first, let's have a look in our inventory here. This is everything we own, and you'll notice that the pellet haul with palletizer is not actually listed as a building. That's it. The pellet haul, although we can see it, it's not in our inventory for some reason or another, so we can't even get rid of the empty building. I'm not really sure what to do there, so I think we're just going to get started with the seeding. We're just going to move this out of the way. There we go. Now we're going to get started with the seeding. That pellet haul is really bothering me. We've come so far in Montana, and now we've got the first major map glitch. I'm not really sure if it's a map glitch or a mod glitch. I'm guessing it's a mod glitch because the map still works good. Now, the seeder that we purchased is right here. It's the Great Plains all-in-one planter. So this plants everything that we need. It's 18 meters wide, and that's the one we're going with. The only drawback is that it's not a direct drill. So before we seed, we're going to have to cultivate. But the good news is we've got this souped up Fendt tractor that has a lot of horsepower and a lot of kilowatts. So we get to get the big Flexicoil cultivator, and it's not going to take that long to cultivate our fields. But we're going to have to purchase that first, and that's going to come out of the $308,000 that we've managed to save so far. So let's look at cultivators. There we go. And we're looking at the Flexicoil for $186,000, and it's got a 24 meter span. And the best thing about the Flexicoil is that we can fast farm, and yeah, so the Fendt tractor will pull the Flexicoil. It all works out. So let's go back and purchase that, and then with the fast farm, it's not going to take that long to cultivate all of our 6 fields. Even the large cotton field shouldn't take that long. With the span of the Flexicoil and the speed that we're able to cultivate at, won't take very long at all. Now there's other cultivators here, but they're not quite as good as the Flexicoil. It's like the Cadillac of cultivators. So I think that's the one we're going to go with right there. Kind of looks like a big black spider. It's hard to maneuver in tight spaces, but there it is. We've now purchased the Flexicoil. So let's get to cultivating. I guess we'll just start with the closest field and work our way back towards the farm. And I guess the first field would be field number 5 that we had the soybeans in there last week. Now, in terms of replanting all of these fields, I'm not really sure what we're going to do. I know I said last week we're going to plant half and half, and then one episode we'll have seeding and harvesting, and then the other episode we'll have replanting and fertilizing. I don't know. I'm thinking I just want to replant every single field, and then next week we'll have a massive harvest of one crop type. So I think with the exception of the cereal field that we created for the pellet haul, I think maybe we'll just plant one crop in every single field and have a massive, massive sale. I think that's what we're going to do. But before we do that, we've got to cultivate all of our fields. So here we go, cultivating. Let's get to the end of the cultivating process because, this is fun. All right, so we've cultivated a couple of fields, I think 3 of them so far, and I wanted to show you this on our way to the cereal field. The pellet haul has now disappeared. It's gone. The game did actually shut off on me while we were cultivating, and it said downloadable content installed. So I'm guessing there was an update to the straw harvest that I neglected to do before I started playing, and I did not know it was there. And then while we were filming the cultivating process, it just quit on me and updated and installed the straw harvest add-on. So now we can replace the pellet haul. We just have to come up with more money that we don't actually have. But we've got more fields to cultivate first, so let's get that done. Alright, so here we go. We've got all the cultivating finished. This is the last field, the home field, and now that is done. Look at how dirty that cultivator is, just dragging it across the dirt. 6 fields, all completed and now ready to be seeded. So we're going to park the cultivator over here. Now that pellet haul has disappeared, so what my plan is I think we're just going to take out a humongous bank loan because we don't have a bank loan. We should be able to get about $500,000, and then we'll be able to purchase a new pellet haul with palletizer so that we can get the pallet business back up and running. So I think that's what we are going to do, and we're going to see if we can place it right here in the same spot to make everything nice and easy. Let's get into the bank menu here, and then we'll just start borrowing some money. There we go. Don't mind us. Just going into debt, $500,000 at a time. Dum-de-dum-de-dum. Borrowing money at an extremely high interest rate. There we go. Let's see, I think we can just take we only need 500,000. I don't think we need more. So now we're at 622,000. We can repurchase the pellet haul for 409,000, or what is it? 400,000 even. Let's get this back down on the ground. And then we can restart the pallets of pellets business. And we're going to see, let's see if we can put this right here. Let's spin this around really quick. No. We cannot place this back where it was. Well, that kind of sucks. That's kind of weird. Is there any other place we can put it? Where will this big, humongous building go? Well, that is somewhat disheartening. Thank you very much. Can we put it over here? In the middle of the road? Nope, can't put it over there. Where can we put this silly building thing? Nope. Whoa. Right around here. This is one of the disadvantages to playing on console, ladies and gentlemen. We can't have the place anywhere mod, so that buildings are somewhat limited to where you can put them according to the terrain that you're building on. This is going to be a little tricky because now that's going to create a huge mound of dirt to get into the pellet haul, but we've got to put that back down. Let's just see. what happens here. Oh, wow. That is crazy. There's no way we're going to get the baler up that hill. Oh, that's nuts. Oh, at least we can't drive through the door anymore. It looks like the mod has been updated, so that's good. Let's try and landscape this hill a little bit. If you've never landscaped before and you've got a big bumpy hill, you can always use the smoothing tool. If you're on Xbox console, it's the Y button, and basically you just hold down the Y button and you can watch your money go down. That's how you know the smoothing tool is working. When the money stops going down, there's nothing left to smooth, and you can move on to a different part of the hill until it is a little bit smoother than what it is right now. So we're just going to go through this, try and make this hill a little more manageable with the different pieces of equipment that we're going to be hauling in and out of the pellet haul. This is proving to be somewhat difficult. Let's just keep trying here. We'll get this as smooth as possible. There we go. Keep going. Let's see if we can get over here on this side a little bit. No, I think we're done smoothing there. Now let's try and get the base of the hill a little bit. Sort of even this out. That's as far as we go up the hill. Let's see if that works out a little better. Well, it's still a steep incline, but it's not much of an incline. What's happening here? Oh, there we go. The door could not open because I was hanging on to it. Let's open up this door too. And everything is back in our pellet haul. Everything looks fine. I think all we have to do now is load some straw into the baler, turn it into pellets, and dump the pellets in the hopper, and then we are back in business. We got the crane too. Maybe next week we'll utilize that. We'll fill up the bunker with pellets, and then we'll use the crane to put it in the hopper. We'll show you how that works. Well, that looks to be okay. I guess now we've got to move the sell point. I don't want the sell point all the way over there in the middle of nowhere. So let's take this pallet sell point. We'll delete that real quick, and then we will re-add it. It's under miscellaneous, I believe, 4 or 5 slots over. There we go. And we'll just take that and we'll put it right beside the water tank, beside this sell point. I think that's a good spot right there. Can we stick it there? There we go. And we'll just put it right there, so that way it's close by again. We can just come right out of the pellet haul, sell the pellets. And then that will be that. Alright, now this patch of concrete, that's kind of triggering my OCD a little bit. I think we're going to see if we can landscape that. Yeah, we got enough room on this side of the field to plant because we always go north, south, not east and west on that field. So that's good. So we've got to I just want to grass over this real quick. Let's see here, painting tool, and we're just going to choose the grass. It just looks, we'll have a hilly, grassy part where the building used to be. That kind of makes me upset that the mod glitched like that. It should have just auto updated, but for some reason it did not, and it updated while we were playing. It is what it is. Can't go back now. We're 32 episodes into Montana, and I am not starting over. Alright, smooth this out a little bit, just in case we happen to drive over there, or if we want to put another smaller building on top of that, maybe a bale storage. I don't know. Who knows? For now, I think we'll just leave it empty. It'll just be the empty grassy pad beside the pellet haul. And then I think after this, we've got to get seeding and fertilizing, because that needs to be done as well. Is this almost smoothed out? That kind of looks okay. Can't get that one there. Alright, well that's what you get for putting buildings on top of unlevel ground. It automatically adds dirt to the bottom of your building to bring it up to the level, I guess. I don't know. I'm not a construction guy. Who really knows? But there we go. There is the patched over grass. Once the grass grows, you won't even know that it's there. Alright, let's head on down to the shop. We'll pick up the seeder, fill it up. Oh yeah, and this seeder too does not have a fertilizer tank, so that's why we're going to be using the fertilizer sprayer. So we probably won't use the solid fertilizer fill point yeah, the solid fertilizer fill point is now somewhat irrelevant to the city of Montana because we don't need it. So we might just, I don't know, might keep it, we might not. Who knows what the future holds? We might get another item that takes solid fertilizer. I don't know. Let's go pick up the seeder. There it is right there. We'll hook up to it and we'll see you back at the farm. Alright, so we've made it back to the farm with the new Great Plains all-in-one planter, filling it up with seed and just seed because it does not take fertilizer. That's okay, we've got that Stera fertilizer sprayer and I don't mind spraying the fields once or twice to get them up to 100% fertilization. That's what it's there for. So that's what we're going to do. And let's get this. Now this Great Plains planter, if you're wondering, also has the fast farm capability. So it's not going to take that long to reseed all 6 of these fields. And in testing, it was pretty good on seed. So we should be able to get all 6 fields done with one fill. And that's with the cotton and the cereal, which I think we're going to plant barley. But in all of the other 5 fields, or 4 fields, rather, I can't even remember how many we have now, we're going to do a run on canola. We're going to plant canola in every single field that we own that is not cotton or cereal, so that we can just flood the market with canola. And then next week, hopefully, we'll have a ginormous canola harvest. And then, yeah, we can just kill the canola market. And then maybe the week after that we'll pick another crop, and then the week after that another crop, and who knows. Maybe we'll just keep going single crop all week long, and then we'll just build up the bank account. Because quite frankly, now we have a $500,000 bank loan that we need to pay back. So that's going to be killing us in interest for the next little while, and we've got to generate a lot of income. So let's go with canola. We'll plant canola in every single field, and we'll see you in a few minutes. And we've just finished with the cotton field, and we've got just about 26% capacity left in the seeder, or the planter, sorry. So that will be enough to do this small cereal field here that produces straw for the pellet haul. So that's pretty good. This Great Plains planter, the all-in-one planter, which plants, and is really, really heavy for this tractor, has a pretty good seed output. We planted canola on every single field. We planted our cotton, and now we're going to plant barley, I believe, or is it oats? We're going to plant oats. All right, so I was wrong. It's not barley, it's oats. So let's plant these oats real quick, and then we'll start fertilizing. All right, there we go. The oats are done. Whoa, what was that? Well, apparently I left a tree stump there in between the fields, hidden by a bush. Didn't see it. Oh well. Make a mental note, and we'll get rid of that at some point. Now let's just put the seeder back. We'll jump inside the Stera fertilizer sprayer, and we'll see if we can do all 7 fields. I think we have 7 now. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those are the 5 numbered fields. Then we have 2.5 way in the back. We have the cotton field, and then we have the small cereal field. So we have 8 fields now. So that is, yeah, so let's see if we can get all 8 fields fertilized in one fill with the Stera fertilizer sprayer. We'll just be a little bit conservative and careful about where we fertilize and where we don't fertilize, because we don't want to fertilize the grass around the fields, I guess. We got to fill this thing up first, though. So let's drive on over to the liquid fertilizer unit. We'll fill this up, and we will start fertilizing all of our fields. All right, so this cotton field is the last field that we need to fertilize. It is just about done. We're down to the last 20 feet, and we have got just about 8%, 7% now in the capacity tank for the fertilizer sprayer. So one fill will do all 8 fields. That is good to know, so that we don't have to keep going back and filling it up and all that other stuff. And looking at all these trees on the top end, or sorry, the eastern end of the cotton field, I think we can enlarge this cotton field. We can make it even bigger, because it really bothers me that we're getting 2.5 cotton bales per this field. So that half of a cotton bale that we're going to be driving past right up here is kind of bothering me that it's not a full bale. It's really triggering my OCD. So I think what we're going to do is chop down some more trees and extend the cotton field maybe 100 feet, or we'll check the property line first. Without buying more property, we'll see how far we can extend the cotton field and before we run into property that is not ours. So let's check that out. So we grabbed the Fendt tractor and attached the stump cutter, and we're here in the corner of the field. Let's check the property line here. So right in the corner, we want to go straight back until we can't go back any further. But this side of the field extends out further than the other side of the field. So we don't want to go past the other end of the field because we don't want it curved. That looks, we can go a little bit further, and we want to keep the tractor nice and straight. There we go. Straight north. And then if we go straight ahead, we should be able to cut down all of these trees from the edge of the field up to where the tractor is, and then all the way down to the end. So now we just need to go get inside the tree harvester. I can never remember what it's called. I rarely ever use it. Well, we haven't used it in a while, but let's see here. Yeah, so we've got a lot of trees to cut down, a lot of shrubbery to paint over with grass before we start plowing in that new field. We paint over it with grass to make the stumps a little more visible so that we don't have to stop and move the stump cutter around and all that other stuff. It's just easier to paint over it first to expose the stumps and then grind the stumps down before you plow the field. So let's get into the tree harvester. We will start taking down some trees. And what we're going to do is go in a little rectangle from where the edge of the field is to where we left the tractor, and then across, actually north, sorry, we're going to go up to the edge of the field to where the other end of the field is, and then back down, so that we have a perfect rectangle cut out of trees, and then we'll know exactly how many trees we need to cut down, how many acres we need to replow, and then after we plow the new part of the field, we're going to have to lime. But what we're going to do is since we just planted cotton, we're not going to plow today. We're going to wait until the cotton is grown first and then harvested, and then hopefully at the end of the next episode we can extend that cotton field. So we're going to remove trees that we are anticipating will be a problem for the harvester, like this one here. Might be a problem for the harvester because the worker that we get to cut the cotton will glitch a little bit and think, oh my god, there's a tree there, we can't go. So we're going to remove this tree, and then we'll go on back to the tractor, and then once we have all the trees cut down, we'll load up the log wagon and sell all the lumber, and then that'll give us some extra funds as well, which we could apply directly to the bank loan. So that's not a bad idea. So we're extending the cotton field because I want an even three bales per field, because we were getting $67,000 in the last episode per bale. So if we could increase the revenue output of this field from $130,000 to $190,000, that would be ideal. I guess that'd be fantastic. It's more money we can put on the bank loan and more money we can keep in our bank account for future purposes. Alright, so we're just going to continue taking down trees. And with that said, we are going to wrap up this episode, folks. There's not much else to do here in Montana except wait for the crops to grow, cut down trees, and then sell the lumber. But we'll cover that in the beginning of next week's episode once we have all of these trees cut down and the log trucks loaded up and ready to sell. So before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for me, drop a like on the video, and ring that notification bell so you can be alerted every time we upload new content. You don't want to miss anything. Remember, folks, you're watching Farming Simulator 19, played on the Xbox One console. This was Montana episode number 32. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and we'll see you next week.